hell is going on up there? Now, yesterday, there was obviously some press conferences that stole some headlines where Justin Fields called himself robotic, and whenever he was watching a self-tape or self-scout, and then he said coaching was potentially one of the reasons why. The way he delivered it wasn't as bad as it was whenever it was quoted on the internet and kind of spread everywhere, but still, he had to come out and apologize afterwards. Eberflus, last week going into the Tampa game very late, said, I'm going to be calling the plays for the defense because defense coordinator Alan Williams is out for a personal reason, okay? It kind of gets defense coordinator, head coach doing it. Doesn't really feel like that big of a story. Then boom, yesterday, FBI raids Alan Williams, former defense coordinator of the Chicago Bears house. And then also Hallis Hall got raided by the FBI. And it was like, okay, whoa, what a day in Chicago. You got the quarterback and the coaches potentially at odds. You got the quarterback apologizing. Team has stunk, is stinking, and appears to stink in the future.
Yes.
Hope that's not, you got the Chiefs this weekend. So, I mean, it's not like, hey, bounce back game. Here we go to get past things. You got the reigning, defending, undisputed world champions. But then you start learning more about the FBI raid. Whoa. That is very, very serious. Then Ian Rappaport comes out and he says, just to clarify some things, there was no FBI raid on Hallis Hall today. The league is not involved. And Peanut Tillman, who works for the FBI in Chicago, is not involved whatsoever in this matter. Okay, but what he left out there was, did an FBI raid happen at Alan Williams' house? Now it has been speculated, and his attorney has come out and said that there was no crime that has taken place and unequivocally answered these questions saying nothing went wrong with my potential client. But anytime you hear about an FBI raid happening, you assume that there's some smoke, there's a fire. We will say, I mean, we've been sued for a lot of stuff, but our sources have told us, okay, have told me that an FBI raid did happen on defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears, Alan Williamson's house. And I think as soon as you hear that, immediately everybody thinks about, you know, what have you heard about houses being FBI raided before? There's obviously very, very, very serious, disgusting allegations that potentially could be in play here. There's also potential drugs, right, that could be in play here. There could be some other stuff taking place. Nonetheless, he has resigned from the Chicago Bears quickly. He has been removed, and all the conversation around him has kind of been very distant. The Bears have kind of just said, it's a personal matter. They're dealing with it. They're doing their whole thing. So we will see how this all turns out. Not a good time in Chicago for the Bears. I would like to say, as somebody that played on a team where Alan Williams was the coach, I could never have expected what some of these outcomes could be from him, but I don't think anybody ever expects that from somebody that is successful and potentially gets caught up in a situation where the house is getting FBI raided. Kyle Van Noy, I believe he was also a coach on a team you were on?
Yeah, he was a coach. He was the safeties coach when I was around. I'm the same boat as you. I didn't expect anything like that to come out either.
About anything with Alan Williams. That's like a real deal. And coach, he's been around. This guy's coached, I think, in Indianapolis, Minnesota, Detroit. He's in Chicago now. He's been around the NFL a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people are probably...
Good coach, great reputation. I mean...
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people, I think, are very surprised. So, like, the internet's obviously going to immediately say, like, you know, because... I mean, if the FBI is raiding, everybody thinks of them taking computers. Why they take computers? Because things that are on computers. You know, so then as soon as you think of that, you're like, that takes me back. Like, I was here whenever Fogel's house got raided here. There was helicopters in the sky, choppers in the sky, and then everything took place. It was like, the subway guy that happened to? And that's what the internet, I think, automatically jumped to. But I think if you listen to the way his attorney is talking, it almost sounds like there's, because they keep saying personal and health, and it sounds terrible to even speculate on this, but I think there's also a chance that this is maybe like drug, pill, pharmaceutical, maybe, you know, like something like that, which is not, obviously it's not what is being assumed by a lot of people, but that's also terrible. And who knows how many different departments are going to be involved in that whole thing. It's just out of Chicago yesterday, one of the worst news days for a sports team in history, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, and we looked before the show, or I looked up, because, you know, anytime you hear drugs, you would assume like, oh, well, where's the difference between FBI and DEA? And I guess DEA is like a single mission type thing. So if it is like a doctor who is writing false prescriptions for a bunch of people and he just so happened to be caught up in that, like that would fall under the FBI's jurisdiction. So certainly I mean, it stinks that everyone automatically assumes, oh, hey, this has got to be some sort of child pornography thing, because that's terrible.
So you just said it,
Well, right, but everyone's saying it.
But it is the assumption on the internet.
It is.
Anytime you hear about that type of thing.
And it's tough because, you know, even if that's like an assumption, I feel like sometimes it's like, you don't recover from that, even if that is not what's going on at all. Like just having that kind of hung above your head.
And it could be, by the way, we have no idea.
For sure.
We're just saying with the way the attorney's talking, though. The attorney is talking, and granted, this is how attorneys are going to talk, but I believe the last name was Stroth. Dan Stroth. Ooh. Andrew Stroth. Ooh. I just looked him up. Anyways, he's talking like, no crime. Andrew Stroth.
Andrew. There you go.
Hell yeah, a lot of names happening. Thank you for that question. There's absolutely no criminal activity. Stroth emphasized that strongly and unequivocally. So, like, I think he believes from what's happened, there's a way out. Like, what Coach did here isn't like we'll be able to do it. He might just be saying the complete lie, though, because he's an attorney and trying to represent somebody. We have no idea, but we know not good, obviously.
Yeah, I also saw, I was just looking at a tweet right now that he said it was due to health concerns and family issues. So, who knows?
Also possible.
Yeah, but so who knows? All I know is Eberflus has got to coach a team now, and they got to play a little football. And they got the Chiefs in a few days. Not exactly the perfect team to have this type of situation. And not that any time this situation is good, but it's like things could get real bad real quick.